Hey VC, thanks for tuning in once again. It's December the 30th here. We haven't got long to go before the end of the year. Hope you've had a good Christmas. Definitely did. It was a little bit hectic, but we got through it. Yeah, I thought I'd do one more video for 2018, and I just want to show some vinyl that I've been listening to. Okay, so here we go. So I might keep the theme of Australian artists going. So I pulled this one out recently. Good old Icehouse. For you viewers that are outside of Australia, might not know Icehouse. I don't know how much exposure they got in the 80s overseas. There would have been maybe some, but I'm not fully aware of how much. Fantastic record. One of my favorites in the 80s. Great compilation. This actually is a Canadian pressing. Funnily enough, I don't have the Australian copy. But yeah, don't know why I guess I recently bought it, and that's why I'm playing it. But marvelous. It has been suggested that this isn't look a complete compilation album. There's tracks that are missing on here that could have been included. Like for instance, where's all the songs from Man of Colours? What's that all about? Yeah, so that's a little bit unusual. I think this came out in 1989, so it would have been just after Man of Colours. Why weren't any of those tracks included? Yeah, weird. There you go. So yeah, we were listening to that. That was fun. What else were we listening to? This iconic record, Mr. Tambourine Man, the Byrds. What a classic. I have to confess I haven't really heard a lot of this record, but I put it on a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. The marvellous jangly guitar sound of the Byrds. A welcome debut back in '65 because the British were just ruling the charts completely. You had the Beatles, you had the Rolling Stones coming through, and the Americans were feeling a little bit left out. And when this came out, I think everyone gave a collective sigh of relief. But what a fantastic record. Great story behind this record as well. Jim Dixon, their manager, desperately wanted them to cover the Bob Dylan song Mr. Tambourine Man, and they were quite reticent to do it. Especially I can't remember his name now, but look, at the end of the day, they decided to do it, and history was made. Got myself a nice American copy. I think it's late 80s issue. So that was a great listen. Put that away. What else have I been listening to? Mercury Revs, Deserter Songs. What a record this is, hey? I'm just opening it up a bit. Look at that. Not an original, as you know, came out in the 90s, and vinyl wasn't very collectible back then. So this is from Lights in the Attic Records. So it's obviously a later repressing. But marvellous record, eh? Marvelous record. Textured arrangements, accompanied with Donahue's helium high vocals. What a perfect dream pop record. Fantastic. Or Americana, depending on how you view it. Wonderful. Recently found this at Dixon's. What a find! $18. I don't know if you can see that. I was really thrilled. I couldn't believe it. I thought it might have been a repressing, but it looks like an early edition. But I have realised that there's a couple of tracks missing off this, so maybe that's why it was so cheap. What have we got missing? We've got Elephant Stone, and there's another major track on here, but which escapes me at the moment. But yeah, what a great record. One of my all-time favourites, really. And if you ask me, what is it about this record that you like? Look, it's hard to be technical sometimes about why you like something. For one thing, it's definitely I find the record very cohesive, but at the same time, you've got, I don't know how many songs are on here, but I'd say about 10 songs. They're all standalone, fantastic tracks. You can hear any song on this record, and you go, that's fantastic. Wasn't well received in the US. There was one particular critic that said, "What did the Stone Roses do that the Byrds and Buffalo Springfield didn't do better in '67?" So there you go, the competitive spirit of the Americans and the Brits. But marvelous record. Okay, final record. I found this in the thrift shops. Larry Norman. All you Christian heads out there will know who this gentleman is. I think it's a compilation LP. In pretty good nick. Looks like an Australian release. But I was listening to that fairly recently. Had the bro over and we were listening to it. Yeah, I don't know a lot about Larry Norman. I know he's supposedly the grandfather of Christian rock or Christian music. TV Evangelist didn't really like him back then. His record company probably dropped him, I think, pretty soon after. But he developed a cult following, and pretty soon he was back on course and making many records. So I'm looking forward to listening to this a little bit more. And yeah, fun. Alrighty, guys. 2019's approaching, so whatever you decide to do, I hope you have a good New Year's Eve and a safe New Year's Eve, and I'll see you in 2019.